Okay, so we've been on the road for 3 years now, and we have got so many tips and tricks we could share with you. But today we decided to share our top 9 that we think that you guys should definitely check out before you hit the road. It's going to help you get started. Let's go.
So number 1, when we left to come on our trip, we chose to fund the trip by selling our house. If you are thinking of going full-time on the road, we would strongly recommend that you just stop and think and make sure that that's going to be the right decision for you.
Make sure, okay, you put yourself in the scenario, okay, we've done our travel, we've finished, we've had a great time, now we're home. Okay, what are we going to do? Put yourself in that situation before you actually sell up and pack everything and go, because I think if we had our time again, we probably would have held on to the house.
We would have found another way to fund the trip. Because now that it's time, we've been on the road for nearly 3 years, we are thinking we'd love to have a base. We're looking at the market, and the market has gone up, and now we're behind where we would have been if we'd stayed in the market for those 2 years.
Definitely triple check your end scenario of where you'd want to be. Number 2, everybody needs to find something for themselves to do on the road, whether it's a hobby or a timeout, something to keep your mind going on something that you love doing.
It will save your sanity, won't it? Yeah.
It's really important that you guys have something individually. The kids, husband, wife, have your own thing that's your go-to.
When you're on the road, you naturally become more creative. So find a way, find something that you can do on the road to allow that to come out.
So I love to draw and do arts and things like that. So for me, when we first hit the road, I had all my chalks and everything that I would do my drawings. That kept my sanity definitely in line. For you, would be photography.
Photography and obviously making the videos. So in fact, in some ways I've found my passion.
So find something for you, keep your hobbies up, take your things with you.
And it might open up a brand new job opportunities for you in the future. All right, so number 3, you need to understand your weight. So we've got heaps of videos online about this. It's really important that you know where you're at, you know how much more you can add to your car or your van or both so that you can stay underweight.
Make sure you both learn them. I think it's really important because I sort of stepped back a lot in the beginning, didn't I? And I felt like it was just sort of like that was Tim's job. But it actually is really good if you both understand it because you can help each other when you forget something in regards to the outside weights of your car and caravan or the distribution of the weight around the caravan inside. So make it a team effort.
If you're overweight, your luck's going to run out.
Number 4, document your travels. Document it through your own photos, your own little notes, but also diaries, and get your kids involved and get them writing stuff, because I think it's really important because they're going to look back on this one day and be like, thanks mum for nagging me. It's not something that Riley will go to voluntarily. He has to be reminded, and sometimes I do push him a little bit to get it because once he has done it, he loves reading it to me. Definitely document everything. Try and keep up to date. I feel like we stepped back a bit and I'm regretting it a bit. Keep documenting.
You don't need to do YouTube, you don't need to do Instagram, you don't need to do Facebook. Just make sure you document it in some way that you can look back on in the future. Right, number 5, you've got to make sure you have a good battery system and good solar. If you needed to choose between what's more important, a large battery system or a large solar array, make sure you get the solar array. We've never run out of power, but we have been in a position when the solar is not keeping up with our usage and we do go backwards. I would get more solar, and one thing that nobody talks about is your solar controller. Now we've got 2 solar controllers, but what we've found on the road is that we may have more solar than somebody else, but they're getting more amps. And that's because our solar controllers are that little bit more outdated. So if you're going to get a solar controller, make sure you get the MPPT ones. They're way more efficient and they're going to get more solar into those batteries, especially on cloudy days and when you're further south, when the sun isn't as intense. And it's a $2,000 upgrade.
Number 6, we all have our basic first aid skills at home, but I think when you hit the road, it's really good to refresh it and actually get up to date with how you are with your first aid. Definitely keep one in the car and one in the caravan. If something happens at the caravan back with the kids and someone's got the car with the kid in it or vice versa, you're going to want to have one where you are. Also a snake bite kit if you're going more remote as well, although these days it can be in suburbia.
Yeah, we've seen some snakes where we've been camping just recently.
Do refresher courses. Tim's well and truly up to date with what he does work-wise anyway. I feel like I would like to go and actually sit and do the course again just for my own peace of mind, knowing that I'm up to date with first aid.
And for my peace of mind, it's good for me to know Justine's up to date.
I think that it's really important that everyone gets up to date with their first aid. So keep up to date with it, really important. Always have your stuff with you. When you're hiking, always take something with you. Take the basics. It's so important. It could save your life.
All right, so number 7, make sure you have some way of staying in communication with the outside world. Now, even just being here in Tassie, we've had numerous times when the phone reception is just terrible. You move out of the major cities, the communication just deteriorates. Yeah. There are a number of ways that you can do it. Obviously, Starlink is an amazing way. Expensive. That's great for internet. You can also obviously make Wi-Fi calls with Starlink. If you have a new phone, so anything past the last couple of years, most new phones have satellite connection or emergency satellite connection.
Yeah.
They're really,
awesome.
really handy. So
Yeah.
if you're somewhere where there's no reception and you need help, you can send emergency messages to fire department or ambulance,
Yeah.
whatever, and they get it. If you haven't got a new phone, consider one of those Garmin satellite phones that you
Yeah.
can use in case of emergencies. They're great because you can just turn those on and off when you think you might be out of contact. Don't be fooled by those Telstra Wi-Fi routers. They're great if you have signal. If you don't have a phone reception, those Wi-Fi routers won't work.
But
Yeah.
then we ended up going like a little satellite phone that we take with us in the car.
And we have
at
that
all times,
at
and
all
it lives in
times,
the
yeah.
car. And again, we just check it, make sure it's all good and it
Yeah.
works, and we do the basic of what was sending out messages or being able to get any kind of emergency department that we might need. So
Right, so number 8, make sure you improve your general maintenance skills around your car and your van. We've just done a really great little simple maintenance video that we released last week. I'll put the link up here for you. But make sure you know just simple things on keeping your van and car on the road. If you think that your skill set is nowhere near that level, try to improve it as much as you can, but also be prepared to plan ahead. So if you know you're going to be in a major city and you've got to get your car serviced, get your car serviced. Your car is so important while you're traveling, and it's working really hard towing your 3+ ton van behind you.
don't just go, oh no, it'll be right. No, we'll just wait till next month. Or no, we'll just
Yeah.
wait till we get
No.
to there.
If you're
Just
due for a service, book it in.
don't leave something if there's a funny rattle or something, or you're not sure about something. Get it checked if you can't find it.
Right, so number 9,
Don't
don't
believe
believe the
the hype.
hype. Traveling can be a lot of fun.
Those Instagram and Facebook pictures and the families that are all love and hugging, and it's just so beautiful and perfect.
When you're in a 21-foot box or smaller, you're going to go crazy when you've been in there for more than a year.
And you know what? All those photos and everything, all the lovely things you see, those times do exist. But sometimes you can fall into the trap of believing that it's bliss on the road like that all the time. It's not. There's a lot of tough times. It's just like living at home with a family. Just don't be fooled by everything. What do you say? Everything's going to be roses and chocolates. That's your favourite saying. Because it's not. You need to make sure that you get your head around that, and it's okay to not be okay. You're going to absolutely go nuts at each other. Keep your head in the game and focus on you and your family and your goals, and just remember, times are going to get tough and it's okay, but you will still get those beautiful Insta photos of those beautiful families. But sometimes it's fun to throw in the ones where you're ready to kill each other.
What's our van days? I tell you what, they're real life, man.
Yeah, they are.
We will see you Sunday.
We'll see you soon.
Keep safe.